Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Welcome to the United States of Paranormal Podcast. Sit down and buckle up for an enlightening ride through everything cryptid, creepy, and paranormal.
Hello, all of my paranormal freaks out there. It is I, Golden Jay, hanging out with
the Rocker Chick
and
Jdubb,
and welcome to the United States of Paranormal Podcast.
Welcome. Hello.
Oh my goodness, we have so much to talk about. So much things are going on. Well, let's start off with, how you guys doing?
Peachy. Great.
You had to look around the room to decide that?
Yeah, I sure did.
Oh my. Okay then. Did you see anything in the room while you were looking around?
Nope.
Nothing at all.
The air freshener poofed.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. What do you think of that? That's orange something and tangerine. Orange sherbet and tangerine.
Sounds good.
I plugged it in a little bit ago and I was like, damn, that's pretty good.
I like it.
They can make me hungry.
For orange sherbet and tangerines?
Yep.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, let's start off with the most important thing. If you do not want to hear what we're about to talk about, our banter, then check out the show notes where we do have a timestamp that shows you when the story begins. We won't be offended if you want to go ahead and just flip forward and hear the story, because we're still going to get your view, and that's what we want. Your stream, your download, whatever the hell they call it. So, but we would love for you to stick around and get to know us a little bit better and hear about our exciting weekend. So then, check out the timestamp.
Yeah.
And also, go check out our Patreon. We would love to have you as a subscriber on Patreon, even if it's just to help support the show, even if you jump in on the bottom tier, just to show a little love. But all the good stuff's on the top tier.
Mm-hmm.
And there's really good stuff coming along.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah.
So that is patreon.com/2sop. Go check it out. You signed up. Send you an autographed poster.
Woohoo.
And maybe even a couple stickers I might throw in there. Maybe.
How exciting.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Speaking of exciting, we are getting geared up to go to Para-Unity in October 19th, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
So
in Peru, Indiana.
I did get. I was looking over their Facebook page, and they had to halt vendor submissions because they have so many.
Wow.
That's good.
And they're trying to figure out how to situate the room, and they're even offering if anybody wanted to set up outside. And I'm thinking, nah, I don't want to set up outside in October. That doesn't sound like a good time to me, but hey, hopefully best of luck to them getting everything situated. But yeah, we'll be down there, Para-Unity, October 19th in Peru, Indiana, Clown Town. Oh, and speaking of Clown Town, we're about to enter Clowntober.
Yeah.
Ooh.
A
whole month of clowns.
A whole month of clowns. Oh, man. I'm getting geared up. I was a little worried at first, but I've heard the story ideas, and I'm getting fired up. So I think we got some really good stuff coming. And, of course, Esteban has put together an amazing piece of artwork, which will come out October 1st.
Nice.
Yay.
Your shirts, your sweatshirts, I don't even know. I'm going to let Logan take care of that because he's the merch guy. He does such a good job putting all that stuff together. So he'll be all setting that up. But October 1st, boom, baby, we're going to be dropping Clowntober merch. And just for you guys, in case you missed it, over the last couple years, we're going to re-release Vamptober merch and Dolltober merch. Woo! Only for the month of October. So if you missed out on those great
Designs.
The voodoo doll on top, sitting on top of the pumpkin with the fucking knife, or all the Halloween pieces that Esteban did for Logan for the Poor Bros Brewery thing. We're gonna see what we can get all that stuff back out. So October is going to be a full month of merchandise that you can only get for the month of October. So go check it out. Of course, the Clowntober is going to be right on top. That's what you really want, is the new Clowntober. But Vamptober still kicks ass. Dolltober kicks ass. We've had some great merchandise over the past 3 years. So, but it will be re-released just for October.
And what are we doing for Halloween?
Oh, man.
Tell us.
Oh, man.
Tell us.
Oh, we are going to go live, baby.
Woo!
Ooh, Halloween night. That's right, after the trick-or-treat's over, because I'm thinking the trick-or-treat was pretty much daylight anymore, so about 7:30, 8 o'clock on Halloween night, we are going to go live, the United States Paranormal. So get prepared. I'm still working on how to figure out exactly what we're going to do. I think we're going to do it through Riverside because they offer that. And we've had a lot of good luck with Riverside. So the link will be out there if you guys want to join us. It'll probably be on Facebook. You can email me or whatever if you want that link. And I just need to get it all set up and worked out. And we're going to do it. We're going live.
Very cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So also, if you haven't been there, UnitedStatesParanormal.com. And, okay, so we are a few recordings ahead because of vacations and everything we got going on. And I know that this episode we're talking about right now is going to drop late in September. But for the whole month of September, we have changed up the website, UnitedStatesParanormal.com, and we want to salute our fan of the month, which still is, but it's Zach Thornburg.
Yeah.
Yes, we love Zach. He always puts a spin on things. And if you guys remember, he is the one that sent us all the Southern Grace Distillery stuff that we did a whole episode on. And Zach is amazing, and he's a lot of fun to talk to. And have you looked at it yet? Have you seen it? He has a picture he sent me of him and his best buddy, Tucker.
Oh.
And Tucker is gorgeous. So I'm sure his wife is just as amazing as the puppy, but he sent me the picture of the dog. So it's a great picture. Go check it out. And, of course, our spotlight of the month on the United States Paranormal is Southern Grace Distillery. I figured they went hand in hand with Zach.
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
Zach, I know you listen. I know you email me and text me all the time after listening to the episodes. Thank you. For being a super fan, and we appreciate you more than you know. All right. What else have we been up to? You want to talk about it just briefly?
Okay.
Wow. Get that excitement out of your eyes there.
Are we talking about the past weekend?
We are talking about our past weekend.
How we might have went and did some investigations. In Fowler, Indiana.
Jeremy didn't shit his pants.
Jeremy was brave.
He cleaned himself out before we left.
That's right. Duh. I cleaned out all my bowels before I left the house in preparation. Yeah. No, actually, I was extremely comfortable. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't anxious. I just wanted to get some evidence and have some fun while we were there. Mm-hmm. And it was great to finally get to see Brian and his girl Jessica in person. Mm-hmm. We've done a couple of things where we've been on live stream with Brian, but it was really good to be in person. And, of course, we got to meet and hang out with Dwight, who is the owner of the Fowler or runs the Fowler.
I think he runs it.
Okay. super nice guy.
I liked him.
He works there and runs the old Benton County Jail, which is where we started our investigation, and got down there. And I'm just telling you right now, guys, we might have had some rocks thrown at us while we were down there in the dungeon.
We'll have to tune in to find out.
Yes, we are not going to be doing an episode of what happened down there on the regular stream. I am going to work on an amazing video with everything, and it is going on the Patreon.
Yeah.
So it is. I was out on my out route today, and that's all I was thinking about is how I'm going to piece this together and what I want, and so on and so forth. But I'm hoping that over the next couple weeks, I can get a nice, cool, kick-ass trailer put together for it too. So keep an eye out on Facebook and wherever TikTok, Reels, whatever we can get on to push out that promo video. So, but yeah, that's where my mind was all today, was thinking about all that evidence and what I got, when I still need to go through, and I mean that's a lot of video. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Golden Jay made a rookie mistake with the Zoom recorder. Hey man, I hit the record button and started flashing. To me, that means record.
I would never have thought you'd have to hit it twice.
I would have never thought that either.
And I specifically asked him when he handed it to me, I was like, it's blinking. Is it recording? And he's like, yep, I'm okay.
No, I take full 100% 100% responsibility for that complete fuck up. But no digital there.
Aw.
Bobbi did take some with the small digital recorder. I have been through all that, and there wasn't anything on there. I thought I found something, but then she said it was you.
You still need to let me listen to that, because I'll know if it's me.
I know it was, because I remember sitting because when we went back to the cells on our own, and I put the cat ball down, and I heard her.
Yeah,
was that you?
It's pretty funny. It's pretty cool. But I when I heard it, I'm like, oh shit, she got something. She got something. And I ran out, headphones in one hand, digital recording in the other, like, listen to this. Look what you got.
And like as soon as I heard like the first part of it, I'm like, no, I know exactly what it is.
No.
But we did get some other stuff, so that's all going to be in the Patreon video, and we're super excited to get that put together and get it put out. But it's going to be a minute yet, so it's a lot of work.
But the places we went to was the old Benton County Jail,
yep,
and the Fowler Theater. We did investigations at both places.
Yes.
And they do offer for you to go in paid to do investigations.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So look them up. If you're in Indiana, in the Fowler area, you can go and do your own thing. And Dwight is very good about the history of both buildings, and the Fowler Theater is beautiful.
Gorgeous.
I was going to say isn't that theater just absolutely beautiful?
And they have the best popcorn I've ever had.
Jen took home like a bag and then a huge bag.
She took like a trash bag full of fucking popcorn home with her.
They gave it to me.
She was excited.
Yeah.
She was all excited.
I had some last night.
They were playing Beetlejuice right before we got there and had a sold out night. And so really, really good for a small town. And so
really, really good for a small town. Really good first investigation for me and the Rocker Chick. I know that Jdubb's been on a couple investigations before, but this being our first, what a great.
You watch the shows and these people are going into these old buildings and you're like, really? Is it like the roof's decaying, all this? It's true. Like the building is falling down around you and it's like, okay.
Like, is it safe to walk here?
Yeah, when you get down to the dungeon and they go, make sure you kind of walk to the side because it dips straight down and comes right back. And you're like, okay, all right, well, that's good to know. And fall down while I'm trying to, not get something grabbing my hair or something. But
it was a very cool experience, and I would do it again. So
Oh, you ready to go back and do it? Take
I
another run
didn't
at
say I was ready to go back right now, but yeah, I would do it again.
Fowler or someplace else?
Someplace else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Waverly.
Oh, man. Yes, we need to sit down and talk about that. We have a few ideas, and we're going to get back to our listeners on that. So. But yeah, Waverly has been thrown into the mix as of this moment, so it'll be interesting. Yeah. So yeah, did it. We made it. It was amazing.
Lived through it. Didn't bring anything home. So hey, woo!
I know it's been like 4 days now, and nothing's appeared in the house. So I think we did pretty good. So what I want to do is I want to shout out Cooper's Crystals for the amazing protection bags.
Yeah, they protected us very well.
They were pretty.
Yeah, they were. Bailey did an amazing job, and yeah, super excited to have that on me the whole time. Definitely made you feel a little more comfortable. So.
Yeah, I kept touching it in my pocket.
I wore mine around my wrist.
She did. I got video of her walking
like my little purse.
Yes, dangling off her wrist. It was hilarious. Oh.
I wasn't going to fuck around and find out.
No, there's no need. We did do, you guys had already jumped in the car, but me and Brian did and Jessica did a little goodbye ceremony outside of the Fowler. Because I asked about it. Because, you know, that to me, that's something that we definitely needs to be done when you leave a place like that, just to make sure. Well, we did one in the car when we left the jail. It's like, I don't know if you come along, but you got to get the fuck out.
Yep.
Go back inside.
Go back to your jail cell. See you later.
But yeah, I'm super excited to start putting that together. That's like it's in my brain right now, so I want to get it done. But hey, we're probably looking at November, possibly December before that hits Patreon. But I think I'll make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, we'll put together a trailer to get out there on Reels and TikTok, so that you can go sign up for Patreon. You know how to get there. That's patreon.com/2sop.
Do it.
Oh, anything else? Oh, I do have an email. Can I get it? Just give me 1 second to pop open my laptop here. Well, I don't know if it's going to take more than 1 second, but we're going to give it a shot. So, you guys remember Trevor? Mm-hmm. He is the one that had emailed us about the squonk.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yep. He emailed us back. Would you guys like to hear his email? Yes. All right. As soon as I can get there, I will bring it up. I marked it with a little star so I could find it.
Good job.
Okay, so Trevor sent this email. It says, "Good morning."
Good morning.
And a pop-up that shot up in front of my email. I just listened to The Other Side with Logan, and y'all talked about the Amish and how they're mainly up north, but actually down here in Florida, they're a huge Amish community in Sarasota, Florida. Sarasota? Sarasota, yes. Sarasota. I think I said that right. They have a couple of restaurants that are absolutely delicious. Mm-hmm. Those Amish know how to cook.
Yeah, they do.
You know, and to grow on that, we did talk about that, and in our theory, they are mainly in northern Indiana. I know they're also in Pennsylvania.
They're everywhere.
They are. So, but you don't hear about them like in Arizona or, you know, they're basically farmers. They spend a lot of time doing, raising barns and stuff like that. So, yeah, you know, that's why they're kind of up in the northern part. But it's really cool that they have restaurants and stuff down there in Florida. I think that's awesome.
Yep.
Somebody found that retirement community down there and said, "Oh, Greta, let's go on down there." That's terrible.
You got old people to feed.
That's
terrible.
Right. Also, I thought of a couple of experiences I had as a child that I wanted to share. The first one involves my bedroom, where I had a bed with a pull-out desk to the side that I used as a step up to the bed instead of a desk. Underneath the desk was very dark, and being an imaginative child, I thought that was the way to hell, and that the devil would reach out and grab my leg to pull me down to hell.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine you're a kid and that's what you're thinking is the devil's going to...
He got in that bed real quick.
I'm telling you, he probably leaped over the fake lava that was on the floor. That's all I can think about when kids jump around on top of beds and pillows and stuff like that is the lava, you know.
Floor is lava.
Well, one night when I was lying in bed, I heard what sounded like a sweaty hand slap on the side of my bed and drag it along the wooden side. I was terrified and did not move the rest of the night. That's right, Jdubb.
Ew.
My second experience I had was once when I was in the bath. I realized I did not have a towel. My mom had recently had surgery, so I called for my dad. But what I didn't know was that he had went out driving to get my mom out of the house. So after calling for my dad about 2 or 3 times, I heard a low and gruntle voice respond, "What?" You like that? Was that good?
Yeah, that was good.
That freaked me out so much that I instantly got out and got my own towel. And at that time, my brother was the only other person home. His voice would not have been able to get that low. And the voice came from right outside the bathroom door. And nobody walked past the door.
Ooh.
Yeah, listen. Just saying. I bet he never forgot a towel going into the shower ever again. Those are my 2 big experiences at that house. I also had smaller things like feeling slight touches, hearing footsteps, or my bedroom door opening and closing more. Anyways, love the podcast and look forward to every Wednesday morning drive to listen to the podcast.
Yay.
Nice.
Thank you, Trevor. Trevor, thank you so very, very much. I very much appreciate the email. And I love those experiences. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Those
both
are
of them
great.
would freak me out. I think as a kid, I had scary spots that like, oh.
It's true. I don't. I mean, maybe you did. I don't think I really ever felt like when I was a kid that I had something like that going on. I mean, seriously. I mean, honestly, I'd have to really think hard about it, but it wasn't until I became much older I'm like, what the hell was that? Did you hear that over there? Crazy. All right, so that's our email.
Nice.
All righty.
And that's what we've been up to.
Yep.
And does anybody have a question or no? We didn't get one?
No,
Okay, no problem.
we don't.
We
have
had a lot. We had a lot to
question.
talk about anyway, so there's no question of the pod 2-stop edition this week.
That's okay.
That's all right. We have 3 stories to tell, so
That is right. Well, before we get into that, I want to take just a minute or two to talk about Perfectly Picked Games. You guys have heard the promo at the beginning of the episode. PerfectlyPickedGames.com. They are an affiliate sponsor to the Golden Mojo Entertainment Empire. We would love for you guys to go check it out. Go to their webpage. You can get to it from our webpage. You know, go to UnitedStatesParanormal.com. There's a link right there on the front. Go check them out. They're a locally owned business with, on the internet. I mean, it's not like they don't have brick and mortar, but they're local to us. They're friends of ours. They're doing a great job. You've heard the explanation on the front promo, but I just want to emphasize to get out there and check out Perfectly Picked Games. The holiday season's coming. Buy a subscription as a gift, 3 or 6 month, and you get a 20% discount with the promo code Golden Mojo.
nice.
So go check it out.
Get your kids off their phones. Get some family time together. Buy some games.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they will personalize what they pick for you by they have a sheet that you fill out, and then they go out and find a personal game that they think would fit with what you guys like best. So it's a great company. I love what they're doing, but we need to get out and support them a little bit more. So go check it out, perfectlypickedgames.com.
Do it.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had a second cancellation with our guest that was supposed to be with us today. we hope that whatever she's going through, she can get it worked out. She's having some personal problems. She's stepping away from investigating and podcasting and doing all that stuff that she does. So we wish her the best. But when that happens, we have to pivot.
Pivot.
So we pivoted. And what we did for the pivot is we went back to the wheel.
Yes.
Now listen, it was just me in a room by myself as I clicked the wheel, but it was still the wheel. So are you ready to get into the Battle of I want to say New Orleans. The Battle of Louisiana.
Louisiana.
It's fitting that you guys just got back from there.
And even when I spun the wheel, I yelled out to the living room, was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me, really?"
He really did.
That's funny.
But it was the wheel that picked it. It was not me.
It was meant to
the wheel.
be.
It was, absolutely. So we are going to battle it out. 3 stories from Louisiana. Are you guys ready?
And y'all need to tell us whose was the best, scariest, or whatever.
We want to hear from you. You can go on our Facebook and DM us. You can make a comment under the social media post for this episode. Or you can email us at theunitedstatesofparanormal@gmail.com. Let us know which story was the best. It's all for bragging rights, but we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Want to see that you're enjoying the battle of the states when we get into them. All right. Who wants to go first?
I say we go oldest to youngest.
Oh,
That means you're the oldest.
that means I gotta go, huh?
You thought it was going to be me, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
All right.
Rocker check.
You're okay. You're all right.
She's like, good, I get it over with.
That's right.
Knock it out the park.
Can I?
Did you win like the last 2 episodes or
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
I don't know. I am not keeping track. Yes.
Fuck you. That's funny.
You have your glasses over there?
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I do. Do you need glasses there, old
my
woman?
God, I do.
Get
I
off my
got in
yard.
trouble at work today because, I wear readers when I'm in the office and on the computer. So they're always on my face. And I walked out into the thing without my glasses on because I took the readers off to walk out and didn't forget to put my safety glasses on.
you
So
gotta wear those safety
I got
glasses.
in trouble by
By
It's
the
like,
big
that's
boss?
not the way you should be. You are
You got to
like the boss. And I'm like looking at him going, I'm not the boss. But anyways.
I'm not the boss, but I'm the boss.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like being a wife.
What the fuck is going on here?
That's funny.
I'm so lost. Are you the boss at home? Of course you're the boss at home. Nobody's disputing that.
Well, I was saying I'm not the boss, but I really am the boss. Anyways, okay.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here
We're
we go.
On our way to Louisiana, and we're stopping at the Manchac. How am I going to say this? Manchac.
Just say it fast.
Manchac wetlands, about a half an hour northwest of New Orleans. They are thick with swamp ooze. In the summer, the water is pea green, covered in tiny leaves and crawling with insects that hide in the shadows of the ancient ghost gray cypress trees. The boaters who enter the swamps face 2 main threats.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah.
The size of elephants.
Yeah.
Aside from sunstroke and dehydration, the alligators, who mostly lurk just out of view, and the broken logs that float through the muck, remnants of the days when the swamp was home to the now abandoned logging town of Reddock. But some say that anyone entering the swamp should beware of a more supernatural threat. The curse of Julia Brown.
Ooh.
The voodoo queen. Brown, sometimes also called Julie White or Julia Black, is described in local legend as a voodoo priestess who lived at the edge of the swamp and worked with residents of the town of Frenier. She was known for her charms and her curses, as well as for singing eerie songs with her guitar on the front porch.
Hell yeah, she did.
One of the most memorable and disturbing went, "One day I'm going to die and take the whole town with me."
Ooh, that was pretty.
See, I told you.
I don't
she
know
could
if that's
sing.
exactly how she's saying it, but
She's been a one Saturday night investigating. Now she's channeling old swamp women. So there you go.
Julia sang this song leading up to the days of her death. Then a hurricane hit, taking the lives of over 350, killing all but 2 residents of Fenner, Louisiana. Born in 1845, Julia Brown was a voodoo priestess who lived and worked in New Orleans, and in the 1860s, before picking up and moving to the village of Frenier, in the midst of the Manchoc Swamp. Louisiana friends, help me out here. How do you pronounce it? The village had no doctors, and rather than traveling the great distance to New Orleans to find a doctor, the locals sought after Julia to be their local healer. Julia was glad to be their healer and midwife, even seeking new knowledge and materials to help her care for the people. She would travel the village, performing rituals to help with childbirth, to fight infections, and cure illnesses. The afflicted always recovered quickly, and the locals knew that whatever magic or power Julia was harnessing not only worked, but was a powerful force. As with most things that are readily available, the people began to take advantage or began to take Julia for granted. It wasn't that they didn't respect her. In fact, they loved her. It was just that she was always there for them. They began demanding or expecting her help without even asking. They began to assume Julia would always be there and take care of them, which she was. That is until she felt she wasn't getting the respect she deserved. Julia began to scare the locals, predicting when something bad was about to happen to them. The townspeople were terrified, not knowing whether she was foretelling future events or placing a curse. Regardless of what it was, Julia always knew when something bad was coming to Frenier. It was on September 28, 1915, that Julia made her final and most terrifying prediction to date. She began singing, "One day I'm going to die, and I'm going to take all of you with me," over and over again. There is an oral history account from a longtime area resident, Helen Berg, that says Aunt Julia Brown always sat on her front porch and played her guitar and sang songs that she would make up. The words to one of the songs she sang that day, she would die and everything would die with her. And then she died. Knowing every other prediction Julia made had come true, the townspeople were desperate. They all gathered at her funeral, hoping that the show of attention and respect would put her soul to rest. Unfortunately, however, their plan did not work. As the nails were being hammered into her coffin, a sudden and unusually devastating hurricane ripped through the village.
Oh.
The following was taken from the New Orleans Times, October 2nd, 1915. I had to change some of these words around because I couldn't say them. So just so we know, but this was actually in the newspaper. Many pranks were played by wind and tide. People had gathered from miles around to attend the funeral of Aunt Julia Brown, an old woman who was well known in that section and was a big property owner. The funeral was scheduled, and Aunt Julia had been placed in her casket, and the casket in turn had been placed in the customary wooden box and sealed. At 4 o'clock, however, the storm had become so violent that the people left the house in a stampede, abandoning the corpse. The corpse was found Thursday, and so was the wooden box, but the casket never had been found. So many lives were lost that the locals still claim to find skeletons surfacing only to drift down the swamp. They also speak of Julia as a beloved local healer, choosing to believe she wouldn't have acted with malicious intent, suggesting that Julia's song of doom was more of a warning than a curse. Some even believe that she tried to perform an anti-storm ritual and it had failed, and she ran out of time. I'm not going to read this little A Lucky Survivor recount because it's in their verbiage, and I don't understand it, so it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But there were survivors in that area, and but anyways, despite efforts by developers to rebuild the area, the only thing that remains on the island where Julia Brown once called home was a mass grave where the dead were buried. As a result, the island is believed to be highly active paranormal hotspot. If you listen carefully, you may even hear the sound of a ghostly voice singing Julia's infamous song. Today, if you care to see for yourself, you can take a boat tour through the waters of Manchac Swamp, and onto the island.
Oh, you can get on the island?
Mm-hmm. You can do that with Cajun Pride Swamp Tours. And that's my story.
That's good. A little sad, but that she was taken for granted.
Yeah.
She was helping everybody, and they were just like being assholes.
Yeah, but
I'm thinking I want to become a voodoo priestess. I don't know.
I don't know that I would like that.
Oh, okay.
Jeremy's going to make a voodoo doll of you.
Listen, she's already got a voodoo doll of me. I don't know what you're talking about. Very good. Very good. I love it because I've never, ever in my entire fucking life heard that story before.
Never heard that story, yes.
That's pretty amazing. Unfortunately, mine's probably not going to be as exciting as that one was, but...
Woo!
That's okay. We still like the stories.
They like the stories. Well, since, you're down that way, I'm actually going down into New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what I do. I love New Orleans. I'm going to take you down to talk about Pat O'Brien's bar.
Woohoo.
We all know about Pat O'Brien's, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pat O'Brien's is one of the most popular bars in New Orleans. Operating since 1933, the old-style Irish pub has plenty of stories to tell. And some of those stories are indeed ghost stories.
Ooh.
But did you know
Nope.
the building is one of the oldest in the French Quarter?
Oh.
O'Brien's began as a speakeasy.
No way.
Yes, way.
No.
The famous hurricane cocktail was created here.
Oh, those damn hurricanes.
Fucking hurricanes. It's not the hurricanes you have to worry about. It's the fucking hand grenades. You lush. And at least one employee has quit due to the fear of the paranormal.
Oh, big ween.
I'm telling you. Let's start with the piano bar. Upstairs of Pat O'Brien's is a piano bar. The famous dueling pianos therein have entertained more guests than you can shake a 1,000-stick set.
Gotta have big hands. To do that.
Yeah, they hold 1,000 sticks. Employees report hearing disembodied footsteps tapping around. Another common happening is the sound of a chair being pulled across the floor. The pianos are also attract wandering spirits, will occasionally strike a single note on their ivory keys. One employee told when he was restocking the bar, he heard footsteps following him. No matter where he went, the footsteps followed immediately in his wake. He then heard tinkering piano keys. Was this the spirit asking him to play a song, or maybe coaching him into a piano duel? So that's upstairs. That's the upstairs of Pat O'Brien's. They have one stubborn tenant. The building on the Bourbon Street side of the property was originally constructed in 1824 and was used as an apartment building. When doing renovations on the building to prepare for the private parties, it seems they may have disturbed some of the previous residents. On the 4th floor, there is one window that would stay closed. Every night, the project manager would make sure the window was shut. However, when they arrived the next morning, it was always propped open. The 4th floor is also used as a kitchen storage now. Several cooks refuse to go up there, citing an eerie and unnerving feel in that area. We're not sure what's haunting the 4th floor, but they do seem to be making an appearance. Now, that was part of this article I read, but I also read another one that the 4th floor also used to be Pat's office. So, and that his apparition has been seen there several times when they go up there to get stuff out of storage. So, Pat, the original Pat O'Brien, and what it's named after, is pretty much haunting the 4th floor. And of course, at the Fowler, it was all about the ladies' room. Well, at Pat O'Brien's, it's also about the ladies' room. Rumors swirl that the ladies' room at Pat O'Brien's say that a specter of a former attendant haunts it. Many women report hearing footsteps following them in, but there's nobody there. Others hear rummaging around and feel shuffling in another stall, but no legs can be seen. And
Lieutenant
even more...
Dan.
Do what?
Lieutenant Dan.
Oh, my God. Yeah, they're picking on the person with no legs. And, of course, even more bizarrely, they have allegedly heard bursts of laughter in there. One person recalls an offhand remark to someone standing at the sink next to her. The voice that came reply was a man when she turned around to see a handsomely dressed gentleman with a towel in his hand offering up to her. When she reached for it, her hand went right through it.
Man, they had male attendants in the women's bathroom?
I know, right? I did read that and thought, that's a little weird. But maybe they swapped it when the renovation. Maybe that used to be the men's room.
Yeah, it could
be.
Yeah.
Of course, a former employee of Pat O'Brien who was interviewed, she stated that she had to quit the job because she dreaded going to work every day. And the reason was she felt the ghostly presence in the ladies' room, which manifested in the form of footsteps and heavy breathing. Hoo ha, hoo ha. Of course, everybody, that's just some of the things that happen. The history of the property is at 718 St. Peter Street, which I had to look this up because I've always heard Pat O'Brien's was on Bourbon. It's
Sounds
actually
like the backside is on Bourbon.
Yeah. The one wall of the building is actually on. So the front door is on St. Peter Street. So that's how I kept missing it, because I wanted to do Pat O'Brien's this round when we were down there, because I wanted a hurricane from Pat O'Brien's, and I kept looking for it. And they have a like a little common area that's called the Pat O'Brien's little park area right there in the middle. Remember the iron cage or whatever? But it was never open when we walked through there. I think the last night we were there, it might have been open. But so I didn't make it into Pat O'Brien's, and it's one of the places that I wanted to go because I want to fucking hurt. Yeah, I'm going back. So there you go. That's a little history and ghost from the Pat O'Brien Bar, New Orleans.
They're good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ha, ha, ha. Are you ready?
Yeah. Are you?
I'm ready to be scared, spooked, shitless.
All right. We are going to the Magnolia Plantation.
Nice.
When most people think of hauntings in Louisiana, they usually their mind goes to the Myrtles Plantation first.
Absolutely.
Well, while this location has appeared on numerous ghost hunting shows, TV shows, it isn't the only plantation in the state that is known for unexplained activity. The Magnolia Plantation in Derry, Louisiana, was first established during the 19th century. Its roots actually go as far back as the 18th century, when Jean Baptiste Lecomte received Spanish and French land grants. I'm not saying it again. The plantation was created in 1835 by Jean's son Ambrose and his wife Julia. The grounds once encompassed over 5,000 wooded acres with 2,000 cleared to make room for cotton fields. All the work was done using slave labor. The plantation's historic appeal comes from 21 buildings still standing there, which is an unusually high number of preserved structures for a surviving plantation. These buildings include 8 brick cabins that were quarters for the plantation's workers. The 2-roomed living spaces were intended to accommodate entire families of slaves, which sometimes included over 10 individuals, with a modest fireplace to supply heat. Surprisingly, the Magnolia Plantation managed to survive long after slavery was abolished. People would still hand-pick cotton on the property as recently as the 1970s.
Wow.
Yeah. The farm on the property was gone by the 1980s, but the store remained until the 1990s. I'm guessing a cotton store. I didn't get that. The once beautiful property was falling into disrepair due to neglect. It was saved in 1994 when it was donated to the National Parks Service for preservation. The Magnolia Plantation's history is tightly woven with themes of voodoo. Voodoo practices were believed to be common amongst the slaves, who sometimes used it to get revenge on their ruthless masters. Many feel that this dark history contributes heavily to the location's paranormal activity. Mr. Miller, who was overseer of the plantation during the Civil War, when soldiers moved in on the main house to burn it down, Miller stood on the front porch and attempted to plead with the men to spare the building. He was shot on sight and then buried on the property. Items that come up missing are usually blamed on the spirit of Mr. Miller. Visitors describe hearing footsteps in an upstairs bedroom, and standing on the front porch, they hear a shot. Dr. Ken Brown, an anthropologist from the University of Houston, shared a personal experience while looking for artifacts at the plantation. He stated that they left tools inside cabin 1 after finishing up for the day. When they returned the following morning to retrieve them, they discovered a line of a yellow powder that had been deliberately placed across the doorway. He also reported items being moved across the room and a padlocked door that was mysteriously no longer padlocked. They're like, this is my house. Cabin 1 is believed to be the former home of a well-known healer named Aunt Agnes, who allegedly lived to be 120. Dr. Brown and others believe that the activity may be caused by Agnes's restless spirit. A variety of other unexplained activity has also been reported at the Magnolia Plantation. Motion sensors have been set out with no one around, and apparitions are spotted within the main house. Disembodied voices have also been heard. Ritualistic chanting is reported commonly coming from one of the former slave cabins, and disembodied voices' footsteps all go hand in hand with the chants. One of the rooms in the main house is known as the dying room, and there's even a story that states that a Union major died in that room after being poisoned by Confederate troops. It's said that the major's face can be seen peering out from the window. Ghostly figures in Civil War garb roam the property, and motion detectors at the main house have been known to go off and on their own. The end.
Nice.
Hey.
Yeah, 100%. When you think of plantations, myrtle is always the first one that comes up about Louisiana. So it's really cool to hear about a different one that has things going on.
And I looked at doing the myrtle, but there's so many stories and TV shows there. I mean, they've gone to the myrtle or the magnolia too, but I just thought this one
stick out as much.
Right.
Yeah.
This place is pretty.
Oh, yeah, those plantations are still gorgeous.
Yeah.
I can't. So all those buildings are still standing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now
Pretty
it's
amazing.
like the Oak Alley plantation. Sean and I went down there and saw that one, and they're just beautiful.
Yeah.
And they really do, they've restored everything to be what it looked like back then.
Yeah. I think we talked about that with what were we talking about? Historical buildings and when they when they re-renovate them, that they're doing them as close to the originals as you can possibly get.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Very cool, man. The Battle of Louisiana is in the books.
Let us know who had the scariest or best story.
Golden Jay, look, coming out strong.
Jdubb, Rocket Chic.
Prime rib. A vote for Golden Jay is a vote for prime rib.
Yeah.
Or the spaghetti to your meatballs, or the meatballs to your spaghetti. I forget which one I am.
I sang during mine. Come on.
Wow. I mean, like, you can't argue with that shit right there. That's terrible. Yeah, what?
Oh.
Persuading the vote by singing to them?
Sure.
It was good, though.
Yeah, it was good. I love the voodoo priestesses.
Voodoo priestess.
You have a thing with voodoo priestesses.
I do.
This is
Like, I'm supposed to be one.
really.
Maybe she was one in her past life.
Oh, maybe you were Marie Laveau, or why did they them ants?
It's
Because in your story, you had an aunt that they
Probably
called aunt.
because they're not family, but, like my best friend tells her daughter that I'm Aunt Jen.
Oh, that's true. That's a
So
good
maybe
point.
it's
yeah.
just something we do.
Can I call? Can I start calling your best friend Aunt?
Sure. Aunt Stinky.
Aunt Stinky. Ooh, Aunt Stinky.
Oh, speaking of Stinky, I have to tell this story. It's so funny.
That you farted in the dock today and it smelled really bad.
No, that was you.
That was not me.
That was you. That
Oh,
was
believe me.
awful.
I would take credit for that.
Ugh. I don't know if it was the same smell I smelled, but Lord. I don't know if I've told you this before, but so my other friend, she has a little girl, and I always, I'm like, oh, Stinky Kinley. Oh, Stinky Kinley.
Right.
Have I told you this?
No.
So we're going on a road trip, and we're like, oh, we need Starbucks. We need coffee or something. So we go into the Kroger. She says that she's going to take Kinley to the bathroom, and I'm like, okay, I'll be in line. So they're in there, and then my friend comes rushing out, and I'm like, what's wrong? She goes, somebody was blowing up the toilet in there, and Kinley goes, ew, Stinky, ew, Stinky. She goes, she couldn't wash her hands fast enough to get out of there before that person came out.
Oh, that's
so
funny. That's
we still
good
do
stuff.
it to this day. Oh, Stinky. Well, she calls Sean Princess.
Oh, yeah.
So she's always like, ew, Stinky Princess.
Put that on our list to call Sean.
How about these?
All right. Stinky Princess. That's funny.
Yep.
All right. Well, job well done, ladies. The Battle
You too.
of Louisiana was a success. Nice pivot. Thank you for putting in the extra work.
Of course.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. So once again, don't forget to check out the United States of Paranormal.com. And, for all your merchandise needs, the new merch for October is coming out October 1st with a brand new Esteban design for Clowntober.
It's pretty badass.
It is pretty good.
I
I
just
can't wait
want
to
a
see
red
it.
nose to squeak.
You want a red nose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big old shoes. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, guys, we're out. Keep it spooky, and I'll see you on the other side.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the United States of Paranormal podcast. Check us out at UnitedStatesOfParanormal.com, where you can find our Spotlight of the Month, Fan of the Month, and all of our amazing merchandise. Or you can find us on social media at Facebook at the United States of Paranormal, Instagram at the United States of Paranormal, and YouTube at the United States of Paranormal 1795. And don't forget, we are now on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/2sop.
Please check out the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. The Call Guys, Golden Image Podcast, Indiana Chiefs Fans, Golden 80s, The Gridiron Kings, Murd Nerds, and A Quart of Books and Booze, all of which can be found at goldenmojoent.com or wherever you stream your favorite podcasts.
And if you have a location or a story that you would like for us to check into, please email us at the United States of Paranormal at gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen. Thank you for all of your support. Bye.